Welcome back. We are 1 week away from the September 30th funding government shutdown deadline. House and Senate leaders have reached a bipartisan agreement to fund the government through December 20th. So it's another continuing resolution. It includes $231 million for the U.S. Secret Service with conditions that the agency cooperate with congressional investigations. Can you believe they have to put that in there after 2 failed assassination attempts against former President Trump? It does not include the SAVE Act, which, of course, the former president has supported. And that's a measure that would help secure upcoming elections by preventing non-citizens from voting. The House is expected to vote on this new bill as early as Wednesday. Joining me now is Texas Congressman Ronny Jackson, a member of the House Armed Services, Foreign Affairs, Intelligence, and Agricultural Committees. He's also a member of the GOP Doctors Caucus and the former White House physician to 3 presidents. Congressman, it's great to see you this morning. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks, Maria. Appreciate you having me.
So where are we in this bill? Do you think this continuing resolution passes? And why do you have to actually put something in the bill, an assurance that the Secret Service is working and cooperative with the actual congressional agencies that are supposed to be overseeing it in the first place? But you need leverage for that?
Well, you shouldn't have to, Maria. Absolutely. They owe those answers to Congress. Congress provides the oversight to the Secret Service, to the Department of Homeland Security. And when Congress needs that kind of information, it's supposed to get it. It's not supposed to have to beg and plead for it. And they're not supposed to be able to withhold it, which is what they're doing. So, yeah, this is not how this is supposed to work. But this bill, this continuing resolution, will go to the Rules Committee today. Rules Committee will vote on it. If it comes out of the rules, if they vote it out of rules, then it will come to the floor for regular order. If it doesn't, it'll probably still come to the floor this week under suspension of the rules, in which case it'll need a larger number of votes to pass. But I suspect that it will pass anyways. The vast majority of the Democrats will vote for this. A lot of the Republicans, including myself, won't vote for the CR. I voted last week for the CR that included the SAVE Act, which required proof of citizenship to vote in federal elections, which also should be common sense. That did not pass. So this one's coming to the floor. And, I don't want to see the government shut down, but I also don't want to see this continuing process where we do these continuing resolutions all the way up until the end of the calendar year. Then we pass some massive, wasteful omnibus bill spending. This is horrible for our military. It doesn't allow us to spend money on upcoming programs that need to be funded now. It doesn't allow us to shut down funding on stuff that we want to stop funding. Yep. And it's just it's horrible.
So are you saying that you're going to vote no on this CR? You're not afraid to actually see the government shut down right before the election?
I don't want the government to shut down, and I certainly don't want the government to shut down right before the presidential election. That would not be good for Republicans at all. However, I'm fundamentally opposed to this cycle of continuing resolution, and then omnibus. But it will pass, Maria, because a large number of the Democrats are going to vote for it as well.
All right, so no shutdown. I want to talk policy with you, Congressman, because former President Trump announced a new border policy plan during a rally Saturday in Wilmington, North Carolina. Watch this.
I'm announcing a new plan to end all sanctuary cities in North Carolina and all across our country. No more sanctuary cities.
What do you think about that? I mean, the Texas Department of Public Safety also said that state troopers encountered 36 illegal migrants near the southern border on Friday alone. That included special interest migrants from Turkey, Pakistan, India, and Vietnam. Special interest means what? Tell us that. And then the group from Turkey told troopers they paid $12,000 a head to cross into America illegally in an effort to meet the so-called sponsor that they're going to meet in New Jersey, Congressman.
Well, special interest means that they're coming from countries and they're following travel patterns that are concerning, that are associated with international crime and terrorism. It means they're people that probably should not be getting in this country, in my opinion. And that's been going on for far too long. We even have a program right now where Biden is using the parole authority to fly people directly in from places like Venezuela, which are producing all of these horrible gang members that we're having trouble with all over the country in these sanctuary cities. And to stop the sanctuary cities is far, far overdue. And there are a lot of people, I talk to people all the time, Maria, that live in these sanctuary cities, some of them who are hardcore liberals and Democrats who thought it was such a great idea when it first came out, and they are just frustrated as they can possibly be now. They want this to stop. Their communities are being destroyed. This is a huge magnet. When these people come to this country, they migrate preferentially to those cities because they've told them, come here, you can do whatever you want, we're going to protect you, we're not going to turn you over to any of the federal enforcement agencies, ICE, or anyone else. if something goes wrong, we will protect you. And it is time that we stop this. And President Trump, when he comes in, it'll be one of the very first things that he does is to clean up what's going on in this country with regards to illegal immigration and the unbelievable crime that it's bringing with it, and potential terrorism as well.
Well, I mean, look, you were one of the first to identify the issues that you saw as a doctor around Joe Biden's mental capacity issues. The president fumbled again on the world stage over the weekend, snapping at staffers after he forgot what he's supposed to do next. He forgot which world leader he was supposed to introduce at a press conference during the Quad Summit on Saturday. Watch this. I want to get your take. Watch.
So I want to thank you all for being here. And now, who am I introducing next? Who's next?
Distinguished guests, the Prime Minister of the Republic of India.
Poor Prime Minister Modi. He got gypped there. One day after Biden allowed First Lady Jill Biden to run a campaign meeting, you can see she's seated at the head of the table there, Congressman. Watch this.
Today, at the top of our meeting, Jill's going to give an update on the House initiative, White House initiative, to fundamentally change the approach and fund how we approach and fund women's health services. So I'd like to turn it over to Jill and for any comments she has, and it's all yours, kid.
Thank you. You know, sometimes the White House surprises you.
So this was President Biden's first cabinet meeting, if you can believe this, since last October. And it will likely be one of his last as he prepares to leave office. Congressman, your thoughts?
Well, these angry outbursts like you saw when he was speaking, trying to introduce Modi, these are common with cognitive decline. We've talked about this before. So I think this is just another symptom, another sign of what's going on cognitively with him. As far as, Joe Biden being in the cabinet, in the cabinet meeting and essentially running the meeting, we've been asking ourselves for a long time who's running the government, because everybody knows it's not Joe Biden. We've seen this repeatedly. It's behind the scenes. It's been probably Kamala Harris to some extent. It's been Joe Biden now, but this is just portraying to all of our adversaries all over the world that no one is control of our federal government, that we don't have a commander-in-chief that's effective. It's not a good situation, Maria.
Yeah, I mean, this is very concerning. And by the way, real quick before you go, we haven't really heard an articulate policy agenda from Kamala Harris and what she wants to do in the next 4 years, and yet the polls are so tight. What do you make of these tight polls?
Well, I think that the press has been covering for her aggressively. They're just either going out and implying that she's got policies that she doesn't have, and we know what her policies are. We've seen them over the last 4 years. They're disastrous.
All right. Congressman, good to see you. Thanks very much. Ronny Jackson.